Story 1. My ex-husband who cheated on me with my sister emailed me after 6 years. I, 33F, met my ex-husband, Dan, 40F, almost 15 years ago at a restaurant when I was celebrating my 18th birthday. He was really nice, charming, and mature. He made me feel loved and special. For some context, I grew up in a dysfunctional family. My mom and dad used to always fight. My dad would sometimes go out and not come back for months. He died when my sister Abby, 25F, was born. My mom was way too fond of Abby since her birth rather than me. Abby was basically babied by my mother. She didn't neglect me at all, always did her best as a mother and provided for me, but I always felt some time missing. After Dan came to my life, I didn't feel like there was something missing from me. He supported me, he was caring. He would always buy me gifts and take me out in long drives. I felt complete when I was with him. We got married after dating for 4 years. I wanted to start a family right away, but Dan encouraged me to do my master's and helped me build my career. He wanted us to be in a stable position financially before we start thinking about having kids. Seriously, he was the best guy I could ever ask for. After 5 years of being happily married, I discovered that my husband was cheating on me with Abby. I discovered the affair when my husband made an excuse that he will go out of town for a week, but he stayed in town and he booked a hotel room where he and Abby can have sex. This has been going on for 6 months behind my back. I was really devastated. Abby and I were close growing up. I loved her and cared for her. How could she do this to me? After the D-Day, Dan and I had a fight. I asked how could he do this to me? That too with my sister who just turned 19. He said he didn't love me anymore, that I don't give him enough attention. That I am not the same girl he fell in love with. Between this mess, I discovered that I was pregnant. But due to the stress, I lost the baby. He didn't even care enough to visit me at the hospital when I lost our child. He was having a weekend getaway with my sister. I should have seen the signs. Abby would always be touchy with Dan. Dan would sometimes stare at her. But it is still very disturbing for me. My mother as usual took Abby's side and told me to just make peace with it. I wanted to kill myself because I had no one left. Lost my child and my husband, my whole family. Then my best friend Tina, my savior, came to my rescue. She was moving to another state and asked me to come with her. I said yes. I was already divorced at that point and we lived in a small town. So, I would obviously run into my ex and my sister. It took me a while to settle into my new life in a different state, but I met some kind people there. It helped me heal some trauma. I still have trust issues. I met my now husband Tony, 32M, after 1 year of moving to the new place. I was really hesitant and kept my guard up, but he showed me that he is trustworthy and loves me a lot. I was so happy with him that I almost forgot about the life I had back in my hometown. His parents were really welcoming and generous people. We got married a year ago. I am now pregnant with our first child. Yesterday, I got an email from my ex Dan. It just brought back all the bad memories. I am just paraphrasing his email. He mentioned that he misses me. He tried to find me but couldn't. He is very miserable with my sister. She is very dumb and doesn't care about him like I do. I used to bake him a cake and throw birthdays for him. But Abby only texted him happy birthday and didn't even bother to buy him a cake. Plus she is very rude. She doesn't respect him, she is always at the bar with her friends. He also mentioned that she has cheated on him 5 times already. The last affair was with his cousin. Our mother also doesn't stop her. He will soon file for a divorce, but lately he has been missing me a lot. He wants us to try again as a couple. He wants us to become a family just like before. Since I do not have social media except for Instagram, which is private, he probably doesn't know that I am married and I have a baby on the way. I don't know if I should feel pity for him or just laugh because the grass on his side is very brown rather than green. Update. I just wanted to say thanks to all of you who messaged and showed me support. I have decided to send him an email and be done with it. It goes like, Dan, I am sorry to hear that you are suffering, but there is no way I would be with you. Yes, there was a time when I used to be that girl who would have taken you in a heartbeat, but that girl is not there anymore. That girl has died the day I had a miscarriage and you were somewhere shacking up with my sister. I called you but you never picked it up. I am married to a wonderful man who loves me and cherishes me. I am also pregnant with our first child. I am beginning this new chapter of my life with someone I love and care deeply. So, Please, do not contact me ever again. You made your choice. You chose my barely legal sister over me. I do not care if she cheats on you or she doesn't respect you. Someone like you don't deserve loyalty and respect anyways. I have left my old life in my old town. It will be best for you to move on and have some self-reflect on yourself. You are just a deeply insecure man who is getting old and thought having a young woman would be good by your side. Goodbye. Update 2. March 3rd. A lot of you have been asking me what he replied. Well, he replied within an hour of me emailing him. He said that he was stupid enough to believe that I would still wait for him. And he said he would always wait for me because no matter what I will always be his baby doll. I cringed hard. He used to call me that, but now it feels repulsive. I also got an email from my mom and my sister. My mom just congratulated me and was excited that she is going to be a grandmother. And my sister also did the same and said she will be the cool aunt. I cannot believe these people. They forgot how they treated me when I needed them. And moreover betrayed me. I cried for a long time because I have been reading your comments. And it seems like me and my sister was groomed by that man. I feel so stupid. I know I shouldn't be mad at my sister, but she was old enough to know it's bad to have an affair with a married man. That too someone who is your sister's husband. I blocked all of them. I am 5 months pregnant already. I don't need more stress. God bless my husband. He comforted me when I cried. Later took me out for ice cream. I hope I can move past this. Update. I am cooled down now. I think I can make a more elaborate update. Thanks to everyone who has shown me support. I needed it. The email from him, my ex, just struck me like a train. I had flashbacks of everything he has done to me. I think you guys deserve a detailed update. After I sent him the reply mail, he emailed me within an hour with the thing I said in my update 2 part. Few hours later, I get 2 other email from my mom and sister. They sent me in my old email address that I hardly use now. I don't know how they knew about my pregnancy. I try to keep a low profile. I still haven't posted my baby bump pics on social media or made any announcements. I only have Instagram to follow my friends. But it just scared me. I broke down crying on the spot. Luckily, my husband, Tony, was around. He held me and put me on the couch. He knows everything about me. I never hid anything from him. I was a little bit scared that my mom and sister would find me. He reassured me that I am hundreds of miles away from them. I mean, we are on the opposite part of our country. He took me out for ice cream to comfort me. It took 2 ice cream cones to finally calm me down, lol. I told him about my concerns and that my mom and sister might demand to see my baby. It's a girl. He told he would talk to his uncle, who is a police officer, to be in lookout for them. Even if they come here and force themselves on you, he would fight for it. He is going to consult his lawyer friend about this matter. And told me not to worry about my ex. He cannot harm me anymore. My husband even made a joke that he would move countries if he have to. Lastly, someone in my post commented that I should alert the daycare about my mom and sister in case they try to steal my baby. Well, we aren't planning to put her in daycare. Even though I am currently working, I decided I would quit my job and look after my baby and focus on healing from giving birth. I do have a good amount of saving in my personal bank. And this is my own decision. I will go back to work when our little princess is a little bit older. My in-laws are amazing. My Mill and Phil lives nearby. They are both good people and offered to help with my child. Also, don't worry, apart from my in-laws I have a good support system too. Tina and her wife, Jenny, basically adopted me, lol. They are really good people and always helped me. I don't know what will happen in future, but at least I am surrounded by some good people that I never had growing up. Now, I will take your leave and enjoy my husband pampering me. If something big happens, I will keep you guys updated. And my ex, sister and mother are all blocked. Story 2. My soon-to-be ex-husband cheated and left our family for another woman. He is now asking that we go to marriage counseling to save our marriage. This is going to be a messy post. Everyone is an asshole. Me included. Earlier this year my husband asked for a divorce. I was taken aback and blindsided by the news. My heart immediately sank as he said those words, and I thought he found out about my Reddit account. Since last year I have been on and off again talking with guys I have met, messages but mostly phone calls, on Reddit, and have occasionally swapped pics. I don't know why I did it, I guess I could say that I felt emotionally detached from my husband as he never made any effort to spend time with me and was looking for validation. It does not make what I did okay and I regret it. My husband never wanted to talk to me and would rather play his Xbox all day than spend time with family. He's like a damn hermit and only played his stupid games, sometimes with friends, a lot of times without. I don't even keep in touch with any of the men and wouldn't even be able to tell you what we even talked about because all the calls honestly sucked. Edit. My ex-husband does not know I have done this, even now. He said that he thought he wanted this life but has been thinking about it for years, that he regrets our marriage, kids, and never really loved me. He said he was infatuated by my presence but once it wore off, it was too late and that I knew he never wanted kids, and flat out said I forced him to make kids with me. He is depressed and anxious all the time and he knows that it is caused by me and the kids. I asked if he considered marriage counseling and he said he wouldn't even consider it but changed his mind the next day and said he would be open to going to one or two but doesn't think it will change his mind because it's a fundamental difference between us. He hated that I wanted more to life and that he shouldn't have to change. He then threw in that he hated spending time with me and the kids, wished he never met me and would rather live alone forever. He believed that I pressured him to have kids and gave in because he thought he was in love. He then stated that he hated how insecure I was because I would always ask him to do things together and didn't understand why I couldn't just do it on my own. This news crushed my entire life. My entire existence and years of relationship/marriage/family was trashed in that moment. I know what you're thinking, karma is a B, trust me, I know. Over the week I kept trying to have conversations to understand him and convince that we need outside help but he was adamant that he was done. I was confused and was going through stages of grief and anger. One of the days that we had a conversation, I saw a message pop up on his phone that said I miss you, and for a guy that is a loner, it was weird to see it. I never go through anyone's phone but something told me to open that message while he stepped away. I swiped through the messages and saw that he had been cheating on me with his coworker. I was sickened because he was messaging her about how he wished he was with her every second of the day, how he missed her body, touch, smell, hair, etc. This had been going on for months. I was enraged, unrightfully so. I felt like the cheating he was committing was worse than what I had done because he was working with her every day and spending 8+ hours a day with her, 5 days a week, and my Reddit calls were nothing physical. I confronted him and asked him to leave, which he happily left. He said he was sorry he was caught but did not regret doing it because he never loved me and he was in love with the other woman. He left the home that same day and didn't contact me or the kids for weeks. Since separating, he's seen/talked to the kids a small handful of times but does not reach out to them unless I tell him something is happening. My ex is dating the woman he cheated on me with, and while I thought about throwing hands at her, she can have my loser ex-husband. We are in the divorce process right now and I am feeling better every day. I've moved on and have recently started seeing someone I hope things work out with. He is kind, ambitious, communicative, expressive with his emotions and wants, and beautiful. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes because it feels nice to have someone who wants to spend time with you and build up something potentially long-term. My soon-to-be ex-husband has recently expressed his remorse for cheating, the things he claims he said in the heat of the moment, apologizes for not being present in our marriage, etc. He states when he said he never wanted to get remarried that he meant that he wanted to work things out with me. He must think I'm dumb and stupid because that is not what that meant at all. He is still seeing the woman he cheated on me with because he knows I won't take him back, but is crying every time I see him how he wants to fight for our marriage and make things work, even though he's still seeing the other woman. I don't think it's worth the hassle of trying to make things work with a spouse who is still physically intimate with the person he cheated on me with as a backup plan. I also potentially have a soon-to-be serious partner that I can see myself building a future with, maybe have more kids. This became more of a vent sesh than a seeking advice post, but I am also to blame for the demise of my marriage.